The price of resale tickets for live events could be capped under government plans to clamp down on touts. Ministers are also looking at dynamic pricing after Oasis fans were caught out by a lack of transparency last summer. Our correspondent Chichi Izundu has this report.
Just last August, when one of the biggest bands in the world announced they were getting back together and going on tour, the scramble to get tickets was huge. Fans were annoyed because of something called dynamic pricing. That's where prices increased as demanded, as people queued for hours to try and get their hands on those tickets.
By the time I actually got there, I think the tickets were £453. While you were in the queue for that time, there was no indication of how much the tickets would be once you actually got to the end point. And that seems quite unfair. And I think that there's probably a lot of people that have spent beyond their means.
And then when the tour sold out, tickets appeared on resale sites for thousands of pounds. But the government says it wants to clamp down on some of those practices. The Department for Culture, Media and Sport is launching a consultation. It's proposed a number of things, including capping the amount you can resell a ticket for up to 30% above the original price. They want to limit the number of tickets a reseller can actually list for sale on resale sites. And they want to increase the accountability of ticket resale websites and apps so that they are held legally responsible for the accuracy of information provided to fans. When it comes to dynamic pricing, the consultation is calling for evidence on that and other pricing practices in the live events industry. But there have been calls for tougher regulation in ticketing.
We need to see action from the government sooner rather than later to stop these poor practices. So exploitative practices like dynamic pricing, for example, if this consultation means that things like that come to an end, it can only be a good thing.
I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet.
This 12-week consultation isn't just about gigs. It's also calling for information about ticketing with theatre, comedy and sport. So, with a packed year of live events ahead, fans will have to wait and see if any of these become law. Chichi Izundu, BBC News.